Hey everybody, happy Friday. TGIF, Dr. Thea here, Taylor Sport Chiropractic, where we offer tailor-made healthcare for active, committed families. I hope you all are having a great Friday so far. Here in the Houston area, it is cloudy and weird. Can't quite seem to get out of this cloudy state that we're in. A lot of moods are down, so forth and so on. People are just looking for that sun to come out. So I hope that the sun comes out a little bit this weekend for all of us, and that we can finish off this spring break week strong with some sunshine. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a little tired this week. The lack of sun sure is taking its toll, plus a busy week here in the office helping families and kids. So what I want to do today is jump on and just go over a couple things. What I have for you today are the top 5 signs that stress is stuck on. And I'm going to focus this a little bit towards the kiddos because, like you all know, I love helping the kids. I love treating the kids. But a lot of this can be taken for the adults too. So the moms and dads and the athletes out there with families, a lot of this stuff, if it's happening in the kiddos, it's happening in the parents, right? So it kind of, a lot of the times will happen in the whole family unit. So I want you to try and think about it in that way as well. All right. So a lot of times with the kiddos, the ADD, the ADHD, this stuff is rooted a lot in anxiety, right? And a lot of us have this anxiety thing that's going on with our fast-paced lives, getting here and there, social media, TV, the politics, you know, the polarization, like just all this crazy stuff that's going on, and all this information that we're pelted with all the time. So I want you to think about that, right? We're seeing that the kids and adults are having issues with focus and attention, behavioral issues. In the kiddos, we see a lot of bedwetting and stuttering and some of these types of things. So there's a lot of this anxiety, a lot of this neuro stress that's happening in the system. It's almost a crazy epidemic, you might say. In the kids with some of the anxiety stuff, we're seeing it a lot more in the females than the males. So a lot more in the little girls and in the little boys. There's definitely, with the anxiety and the going inward, that's going to be more the little girls. The going outward and the hyperactivity, more outside of themselves, we're going to see that in the boys. The girls are going to have self-esteem and confidence issues even at a young age, right? With the girls, it tends to start about 8 years old and carry on from there, okay? It starts from the inside out, so this isn't something that, you know, is necessarily coming from outside and getting in. It's something that's going inside and out. So there's something going on in the system, in the nervous system. And as a chiropractor, that's what I do, is we look inside at the nervous system, and we I don't want to say fix it. I'm not fixing anything, right? We're just directing the body to go in a certain way. We're directing the body and helping the nervous system to function appropriately. We want these kiddos to be emotionally stable. We want them to be adaptable, and we want them to be resilient, just like adults, right? Just like the parents. So real quick, the 5 things that we'd be looking for here in the office. These are the types of things that we see families coming in with, right? So we have sleeping issues. Huge. Kiddos aren't sleeping. They can't shut down their brains, and then the mornings are rough. So they have low quantity and quality of sleep. Adults, you guys can probably resonate with this as well. It causes forgetfulness, and it causes meltdowns, right? Moms and dads, that whole transitioning out of bed and then to school and so forth. They can't find their shoes. They can only find one sock. And then we end up in the meltdowns, right? So there's a lot of stuff that's going on here. So sleep is a huge one. If you guys aren't sleeping, this is something to really pay attention to on so many levels. I could do a whole talk about sleep. If you want me to, put it in the comments. I'll be happy to do that. It's a huge topic. It's something close to my heart too. I love my sleep. So like we said, we see the forgetfulness and the meltdowns, right? And then the moms and dads aren't sleeping, right? So again, we see this rollover. What's happening in the family, and they can't get out of it. You know, it's some momentum rolling here, and they have a hard time getting out of it. And so we need to slow down that nervous system. You guys remember the other day we talked about this guy? and we wanted to shut down the gas pedal, and we need to awaken the brake pedal because the stress is stuck on. I always do this backwards on here. I always want to point at the wrong spot. But remember, our stress is stuck on and our needle is buried, right? We got the pedal to the metal. So that's what we want to do with that. So the first one, sleeping issues. Number 2, instability of emotions, right? Lots of worry. Again, the breakdown. They're going, breaking down in tears, or maybe they can't keep one, right? Like they're half happy and everything's going well, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're crying and they're breaking down and all this kind of stuff. There's just this huge pendulum that's happening. So again, they don't have the emotional stability that we're looking for. And sometimes there's a disconnect. Again, especially in the little girls is what we're seeing. There's a disconnect in their age and their emotional level. Some of that's normal, right? One thing grows and the other thing grows and then another thing grows. That's kind of normal. That's life. But if you're seeing a huge breakdown there, that's when your yellow flag should go up, right? That's when your yellow flag should go up. And what's interesting, if they're not sleeping, guess what? They're not going to be emotionally stable, right? Just like us adults, if we're not sleeping, we have a harder time, don't we? We get angered a little bit more quickly. Other things at work, we're going to get a lot more irritable with our spouse. Maybe we're going to, on the road to work, we might have a little bit harder time. We'll be yelling at the driver in front of us. So again, if we're not sleeping well, we're going to see that our emotions have a harder time being stable. Also, as an adult, we're going to start grabbing for sugary foods and a lot of coffee to try and stabilize and get some more energy. And the kids too, they're probably craving a lot of sugar during these times, which again puts them in that just crazy nasty cycle. So instability of emotions, it's an all or nothing thing, like I said, and their stress is really, really high. And they have a hard time correlating the proper emotions to the proper times, right? What we want them to be calm and connected. We want them to be calm and connected, and that's what we're looking for. So again, we're going to see crying, meltdowns, lots of anxiety, and they're going to have low motivation, right? A lot of these kids have a pretty high IQ. They're smart. I hate to use that terminology, but all of our kids are smart. All of our kids have superpowers. But again, they're not emotionally caught up, so they have a harder time, okay? We see it in the mid-teens, right? We see this with some OCD and control issues, and they're wound really tight when they're teenagers, right? Type A kids are going to be really anxious. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. But it shouldn't be debilitating, right? And they put a lot of self-pressure on themselves. So a lot of us know this. Our kids are taking these high-end courses. A lot of high school kids are taking dual credit, stuff like this. So they put a lot of pressure on themselves, especially in the girls. And there's a big difference in the girls from ages 8 to 14, right? They're going to a whole new level. So something to keep an eye on. And changes in routine will cause a lot of issues with this stuff, okay? The next thing is other symptoms kick in, right? So we might see that they have constant colds or immune issues. They're always sick, or maybe they can't quite get over something. Maybe they have this consistent little cough or a runny nose or some congestion. Their immune system is just having trouble kind of fighting some things off. And that's what we see there, because again, remember this, when we're in overdrive over here, when our gas pedal is on all the time, right? When we're here, when we've got our foot buried on the gas pedal, then our immune system doesn't work as well. We can't be running from the bear and healing at the same time, right? Makes perfect sense. So we need to get that brake pedal on, rest and digest, so our immune system can function appropriately. Yesterday, I did a really quick Facebook Live about why we want you to come in the office when you're not feeling well. Like, we get a lot of people that call and say, well, we can't come in today because we're all sick. No, come in. I want to see you, right? I want to help you put that brake pedal on so that you can get feeling better, right? So keep that in the back of your mind. Again, other symptoms, they might have a nervous stomach or a tummy ache, and they tend to have that all the time, and they can't quite function well, right? So keep that in mind, right? Another thing is there's a lot of worry in the system and in their brain, right? They have lower self-esteem, they'll have lower confidence, and they tend to live in their own little bubble, and they don't want to go out into the school or other environments, right? So these are things that they don't want to be involved. There may be some bullying and some disappointment. There may even be some indifference. So every kid has a little bit different recipe, and that's what we're going to be looking for. Is like, how is this stuff presenting with your kiddo or in your family? As a lot of you know, I've struggled with a lot of these issues over the years, and I've had a rough time in a lot of these areas. That's why this has become such a passion of mine as a chiropractor, and how I can help these kids and families with these different things. And I want to help as many as I can, right? That has been my goal all this year, is to, well, we're at the end of March, we're in the middle of March, but it's just to help as many kids and families as I can so that they don't have to go through the things that I've been through. If I can help one kid or one family, man, that's sweet, right? We should all be so lucky. And we all know a kid. We all know a kid that's been through this, and a kiddo shouldn't be disappointed in themselves, right? They shouldn't be putting so much stress on themselves. And I apologize for using the word should. I'm shoulding all over everyone. I apologize for that. But I think it's important, right? We need to go a little easier on ourselves. We need to work hard, be emotionally stable. We need to have some adaptability and some resilience in our lives and with ourselves. And believe it or not, chiropractic can help. And having someone that understands these things from both sides, because they've been through it and because they understand the nervous system and what's happening, it's a huge, huge thing. So that's why I'm so passionate about this stuff. I hope this has helped a little bit. Actually, next Wednesday on the 20th, I'm doing a talk called, it's ADD, ADHD, and anxiety, and we're going to be digging even deeper on a lot of this and where a lot of this is coming from. We're going to be talking about this guy a lot. This is a big topic of conversation. We could talk for hours just about this flyer right here, about this handout. So I would love it if any of this is resonating with you. I'll put the link in the comments, and then you can just jump on there. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the office. I would love to talk to you. 281-332-4476. Would love to answer any questions and help any families that I can. All right, so remember, it's Friday. End your spring break strong. Hopefully the sun will come out for us a little bit. We can all get outside, move around. We'll all feel better. All right, so I hope this was helpful. 5 reasons why, or 5 reasons. See, I already said it wrong. 5 signs that the stress is stuck on with you, your kiddos, your family, and so forth. All right, everybody have a great day. Peace out.